My name is Zikra. Like what you see, give me a like and subscribe. Enjoy! Hi guys. Okay, let's continue and see what we can do today. So today we'll be focusing on the cover. I'm still using paper bags, so I've taken a fresh one here and no cutting yet. I'm just removing the sticker and anything else that's unwanted. I'm undoing the bottom just like we did before. So as you can see, I'm trying to be a bit more careful this time. I don't want any rips. Well, if it rips, it's okay, but I'm just trying to be a bit careful because I can use the full length of this paper bag. I'm folding down the creases. I'm folding them in and straightening them out. I'm using my scissor to crease it well because I don't have a bone folder. And then I'm folding it onto itself. Again, making sure I get a clean fold with the help of my scissor, the back of my scissor. As you can see, I'm taking my signature now and I'm trying to measure how much I'll need to cut. So this way the height is 6 inches and the width is 7 3/4 of an inch. So I like using a measuring tape instead of a ruler. That's the way my brain works. So this is the height. I'm measuring 6.5 on both ends. And now I'm trying to measure how much I need for the width. So as you can see, I figure out I can't cut when it's like that. So I re-measure at 8 inches. So I was going to use white glue, but then that would be too wet. And I decided to use a glue stick. If you have a sewing machine and if you prefer to sew around the edges, you can do that. I'm just using my glue stick, using the back of my scissor to burnish it well, and it works perfectly fine. I'm just going to do that on the insides as well. So that's the base of our cover done, and we're moving on to the fun bit. I've got some punched out butterflies, they're foam butterflies. I've got some plastic charms. Remember those handles we had from the paper bag? We're going to use them, and a napkin. We'll try to use a decoupage method with a bit using these items. Maybe we can have like a raised effect. So I'm starting off with taking one of these paper bag handles. I'm ripping apart the paper that we do not need anymore. I'm trying to see if I can bend this. So I'm cutting away the hot glue gun the hot glue that was on that before. So I don't need any rough pieces. And as you can see, it bends easily. So I'm using my hot glue gun, and I'm forming like a swirl. I've got to hold it for a while, but it catches pretty quickly because hot glue gun is perfect for projects like this. And I love using my hot glue gun for almost everything. So take your time with the hot glue gun as well, because as much as I love using my hot glue gun for everything, I've got some pretty severe burns. It's all part of crafting and fun, but it's not fun when you get burnt. But yes, it's the perfect thing to use to hold these down, as you can see. So I'm trying to train this piece of paper string on my finger so it'll be easier to bend and create this swirly shape design. As you can see, I have some excess. It's not a must to use every single piece. I'm just cutting off what I don't need. I've decided to repeat this design on all four corners. Now I'm deciding where I should place these foam butterflies, and I've decided to go with just one. As a bit too much, so one in the center looks good enough for me. Just using my hot glue gun again to just place it in the middle. So right now I'm taking the plastic charm, and I decided I want to snip off that other extra part. So I'm just gluing this down with my hot glue gun. I'm just using the plastic charm piece that I cut off. It's all about texture, so why not? Why not use these as well? So now you can see they're all stuck down pretty well and firmly. And I'm taking my napkin for the decoupage. I'm taking off the layer of the napkin. Usually they have like 3 layers, but we're gonna save the printed layer, and we're going to use the white layer because we're going to be painting on top of this. So let's see how this goes. I'm just cutting them into 4, so it's easier for me to put them on top of the design that we've created. I'm pouring some white glue into a cup. Make sure you have a good amount in there. And then I'm adding a bit of water. Just eyeball it, make sure it's a bit loose, the consistency, and you can keep adding glue or water according to your liking. I prefer mine more of the glue mixture, but also make sure that it's a bit runny so it's easier to apply. Otherwise, if you're just going to use only white glue, it'll be too hard for it to move or for the napkin to absorb. Yes. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just adding more white glue to my texture until I'm happy with the texture I'm looking for. As you can see, it's a bit runny, and that's perfect for my liking. So I'm going to begin putting some of the white glue mixture onto the design, making sure that there's a good amount in there so the napkin can catch. Be a bit generous with it. And then I'm soaking the napkin on top with the same mixture, making sure I get in all the creases. That's what matters. It's okay if it rips again because we'll be doing a couple of layers of this. Let's just get the first layer down. Make sure that the creases and the pattern shows through, but make sure it's also covered with the tissue. So the first layer will never be perfect, but do your best. And we can always do touch-ups with the other layers. This is just to make sure that everything is in place the way you like it. Just make sure they're roughly covered. Just random conversations though. Did any of you watch that show Art Attack by Neil Buchanan? I think I butchered his name. But he was so fun to watch. That was my childhood. My younger sister and I would watch him all the time, and we would try to make anything that he does with paper mache, and he did a lot of decoupaging too. So we would leave it overnight and then come and see in the morning that it's firm and it actually worked. That was so much fun. So yeah, I loved that show. He was so brilliant. I mean, I've seen other kids' shows, but I don't think anyone comes close to him. He was amazing. He was truly something else. I'm sure he's doing very well now with other things, for sure. So, focusing back on my project, I'm cutting the tissue into smaller pieces. I find that helps. But I also think I should have just used one big piece because I'm going to go over these a couple more times with with more layers. So yeah, just it's best to not overthink this. It's just glue, water, and tissue, and a paper bag. So I'm just going to continue trying to cover the whole paper bag and give it a good dry. Make sure you're patient. Leave it overnight if you want. Make sure it's completely dry before you start adding on your second layer or third layer. You can have as many layers as you want, but don't get it so thick where you can't see the details that you've put under. So about 2 or 3 layers would be perfect. I don't recommend more than that. But yes, this is what I'm continuing to do, and I'll see you in the next episode or next video. Take care, guys.